Good morning, Belize. Problems and setbacks are inevitable, and there will be times where burdens seem too heavy. Your friends and family will cheer you on, but there will be moments when you experience failure, which isn't a bad thing because that's just how we grow. In these moments, the people you surround yourself with will be there to spot you, pull you back up, and push you forward. This essentially is powerlifting personified. Today's Transformative Living focuses on building strength and overcoming hurdles through personal commitment to the sport of powerlifting. Strength training has been popularized across the globe and has existed for many years. From this discipline emerged powerlifting, a sport that requires attaining as much raw strength as is humanly possible. While it demands steely psychological composure, powerlifting aficionados and athletes alike agree that strength is the most valuable investment you can make in your life. Educator Roberto Bautista says he fell in love with powerlifting the way he fell in love with his wife, Jenna Bautista, who shares his affinity for the sport. They both agree that their journey has been dualistic as they have seen improvements physiologically and psychologically.
I fell in love with powerlifting, I would say, the very first day. Simultaneously with how I would fall in love with my wife at first sight, I start seeing gains within the first week. And that's the magic with powerlifting, that you don't have to concentrate solely on the aesthetic part of it, but it's just the maximal gains that you gradually see every week. So,
because I'm a science person, I look more on the science aspect of what this sport, I didn't know it was a sport at that time, but powerlifting can do for a woman when it comes to the entire diastasis recti, which I was suffering from, and how it can strengthen my core, which was something that I lost after pregnancy. I looked more for the science behind how it benefits women, and it led me to actually see beyond what I was just looking at the surface. So after my research, I realized that my core was strengthening up, my structure was changing, I was becoming obsessed, I would rather say, but one thing it changed for me was the communication with my husband.
14-year-old Gianna Marin, a sophomore student at St. Catherine's Academy, was inspired by powerlifting TikTokers. Her passion for powerlifting started to brew just about a year ago, and like the Bautistas, continue to transform her into the best version of herself. While she is the one who engages in the heavy lifting, Gianna is appreciative of the support she gets from her mother, which she says makes her feel even more powerful.
Knowing that I'm getting stronger mentally and physically, I do squat, bench press, and deadlift. That's where my strength is. I can lift the heaviest in deadlift. It makes me feel more powerful knowing that I have support from my mom.
Gianna started out very shy, a little anxious. There were days I would bring her, and before she would get out the car, she would say, "Mommy, I'm feeling nervous." But I've seen Gianna go from there to way more outgoing. She communicates more. She literally walks with her shoulders back. I've seen her transform into this really empowered young lady. And I feel like the environment here has been so conducive to that transformation.
Trainer at Kinetic Health and Fitness, Tom Tsai, provided valuable insights on the technical aspects of powerlifting. Though many have taken up the sport competitively, there is always room for those who simply want to improve physical and mental fortitude.
Competition that tests squat, bench, and deadlift. Those three are very common gym lifts, and powerlifting basically is a competition where the total for your squat, your bench, and your deadlift are added together, and you compete with other people within your same age and weight category. There are very strict international standards set forth by the IPF, International Powerlifting Federation, and our Belize Powerlifting Association follow those strict rules. So with squat, you are supposed to break the top plane of your knee with your hip crease. While a bench press, you have to lower the bar, have it pulse at your chest, and wait for the command, and then you press it back. And for deadlift, you have to have a knee and your hip locked out at the top position and receive the command to put back down the weight for it to be considered a legal lift. In Belize, this is really a young sport, so right now the athlete pool isn't very deep, but it is developing. But at the international level, it's a very cutthroat competition, and those are the things that competitive powerlifting athletes should consider.
As a seasoned weightlifter, I was eager to discover not only the differences but also the benefits of powerlifting. As he taught me new techniques to approaching the bar, he explained that powerlifting yields immediate feedback.
Like everything else that has to do with physical activity, it's generally a healthy thing to do, but with powerlifting, there is a little bit more of a tangible goals that you're trying to chase after. Powerlifting, the focus is shift more towards performance. So as long as you're improving on those squat, bench, and deadlift numbers, you know that you're making progress in the gym. So there's a little bit better immediate feedback to your endeavors.
And while the feedback is immediate, it is also transcendent. The Bautistas emphasize that powerlifting teaches you discipline, sacrifice, and how to power through a weight you thought impossible. Principles that have permeated into their relationship and in their home.
Resiliency is key as well as consistency, and I've been able to extrapolate all of these disciplines by being consistent, and it has transferred in my real life quality of life activities. Outside of the gym, being in better headspace, better spirit, learning how to be an organized individual, consistency, it helps me, I would say, my lesson planning, the way I address my students, being a role model. There will be times where you have to feel that tension under the bar, and that tension is similar to sometimes when you're in a situation that is just random in life and you have to still do it nonetheless. So the disciplines of powerlifting trains you for whatever life brings unexpectedly. The reason why I could legitimately say that I'm happy in my relationship with one partner is because the one thing that I enjoy in life more than anything, which is powerlifting, she shares with me. And therefore she understands, first of all, where I'm at for 3 hours because she's there with me simultaneously. Also, the rapport and communication is there because we're not trying to be super obsessed with the lifting part, but the idea of facing challenges. So therefore, we have a communication skill. It doesn't have to be necessarily solely about powerlifting, but because we have that time together, we could therefore communicate about anything. So it has helped us, and even a role model to our 5-year-old son, who mimics everything we say and do.
So whatever he does in the gym, he also bring it at home. And one of them, and I keep saying it, is discipline and determination and willingness to say, hey, you go there, you can't lift a weight, let's go back to the drawing board. We go home, we have a problem, let's see what the solution will be and what can we do as a couple, as a family to fix it.
Undoubtedly, the next generation of powerlifters will need the guidance and support to experience the transformation that awaits them. Lysandra Burby highlights the importance and benefits of parental involvement, and as an educator, Roberto Bautista intends to continue to impart knowledge within the framework of formal education.
Like I said, I've learned a lot of patience. I've learned to communicate with her in a different way. I've learned a little bit of the dedication that she portrays, she shows. It does rub off on me.
It's a multi-phase discipline, and as an educator and role model, not only do I want to teach them only about powerlifting, but the essence of it, whereby you learn about discipline, whereby you become an individual where you will have attitude changes with time, and the same concept of being consistent in gym, the same concept of sometimes you have to stop, you have to come back at it. It's the same thing that I feel has transpired in education.
To see these athletes and other powerlifting athletes in action, you can attend the Belize Powerlifting Nationals, which comes up this weekend on February 25th and 26th at the SJC Gymnasium, starting at 9 a.m.
As you can tell, it's rewarding to go through the journey of getting strong because you learn so much about your body and so much about yourself. For more information about powerlifting, you can contact the Belize Powerlifting Association or Tom Tsai at Kinetic Health and Fitness. Gyms are located across the country, and powerlifting beginner guides or programs are easily accessible online. Tune in next Tuesday for another look at transformative living. I'm Annlyn Apolonio. Have a great day, Belize.